Yo, what is up guys? It's Moji Smuggler back with another video. Today, I'm going to show you possibly the best Titan build for Arc 3.0 in Destiny 2. Now, we're going to start off with the subclass aspects and fragments you will need, also with abilities. So first off, the super you're going to want to run is Thunder Crash. Thunder Crash is an overall good damage super, and you'll see in the gameplay soon that it is very good at activating our ionic traces. Next up, we have Thruster, the class ability. It's up to you what you really want run with this part. I like using the Thruster for the extra mobility. You can use whatever jump. I use Strafe. Here's not really an important part, but I like using Thunderclap also to generate ionic traces. It is also very good for, major enemies and stuff like that. But here's the most important part of the build. You're going to want to run pulse grenades. With this aspect, Touch of Thunder, you'll see it says pulse grenades. Creates an ionic trace that periodically, as it damages targets, increases the damage over time. And then we also have Knockout. When we critically wound a target or break their shield, it infuses your melee with arc energy and increases your melee range. So this is good as well because if we're out of grenades, we can punch. We can punch and we can get off melee ability and we can get those ionic traces that generate more energy. It's an amazing thing. Now, you can run Juggernaut as well instead of Knockout, but it's more of a personal opinion if you want to run it or not. I only run Knockout because of the 2 extra fragment slots. Alright, so now we get down to the fragments. You're going to Spark of Discharge. Arc Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create an ionic trace. Now, this has really good synergy with any weapon with Volt Shock. Volt Shock came out this season, and it's a bloody amazing perk. I will tell you that. This role in particular, I think, is a very good role because you get your kills, you get your Volt Shock, you reload really fast, you kill them, you rinse and repeat, and each time you get one of those arc kills, you're pretty much guaranteed an ionic trace. Also going to move on to the next fragment, Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. So whenever you throw your grenade amongst a bunch of ads, right, and then they get killed by it, and then they get jolted, it gives you like constant jolt regeneration. Even if you throw it at a big boss, it'll still generate the ionic traces, which give you back your grenade instantly. And we're going to be using a very special exotic to be able to hold on to more grenades and allow us to do more damage and add clear like a goddamn god of thunder. So yeah, this is the thing that makes our grenade build really come together though. It's the spark of shock. Your arc grenades jolt targets. Pretty simple, right? But it is one of the most important parts of this build. Spark of magnitude. Your lingering arc grenades, lightning storm grenade, pulse grenades, storm grenades have an extended duration. So like we said with the touch of thunder up here, it creates ionic traces periodically, and the damage targets increases damage over time, and then this extends the duration along with the damage increase. So, a must-have really for any build that you want to play, but it's opinionated. These are just the really good aspects for this build, and I recommend a try. But now, moving on to the weapons. I really recommend you use Brigand's Law, or the new Scout Rifle from this season as well. It is really good, right? The Volt, you can craft both of these. You can get enhanced Volt Shock, enhanced Fitting Frenzy Threat Detector, whatever. You can even get Demo on the Scout. I mean, they're just really good, right? It's up to you which one you use, but personally, I love the sidearm. The sidearm just gives you more mobility. Even though it looks like it doesn't have much range, it packs a punch from distance. It is an absolute machine of a weapon. But now we're going to move up to the primary slot. You can have whatever you want up here. To be honest, I like running, like a Wither Horde or something like that, just to get out of the way. You don't really need to run anything else unless you're running high-end content. If you want to run high-end content, I recommend using the Scout Rifle instead of the sidearm, but hey. And for the heavy, I recommend either a Storm Chaser or a Thunderlord, to be honest. Storm Chaser, I have a pretty decent roll with my Storm Chaser, but you can still get triple tap firing line on this thing, or no, rapid hit firing line, which I kind of want, but hey, we always can't get it. It's just luck. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the armor. Our featured exotic is going to be the Artemitarium, which is a very nice exotic that makes this whole build come together in its entirety. So its abilities, and another thing, gain an additional grenade charge. Now, it doesn't sound too special when it's on paper, eh? It's nothing special to look at. But when you look into it and you think of the synergy, you got your pulse grenades, longer duration, bigger damage, and they spawn ionic traces and they give you your energy abilities back. And your super. That is an absolute amazing synergy. You need to have that. But now, this is all the helmets I would recommend. You'd run, some of your melee mods. Arc Siphon would be good as well. With your synergy with your Volt Shot weapon. On your gauntlets, I would recommend using Fonts of Might to boost their weapon damage a lot more, because you're going to be picking up a lot of elemental wells as well with this build. Leave a champion space, and then you can have fastball, or you can run momentum transfer. Hey, it's up to you. Or you can run a reload mod, or a stone mod, or whatever. For the armamentarians, though, I would recommend you run elemental ordnance on these things immediately. And then run your mods, I recommend always running these plating mods. They're always broken. They always do so much damage negation. Just put them on, and then put on an ammo reserves if you want, or you can put on one of these things, and then yeah. For the boots, I have powerful friends on just to boost my mobility because I do not like having low mobility, but I'm kind of crazy, so don't really put it on if you don't want to. I also like having Invigor. I don't know how to say that, but you know what I mean. Reduced melee cooldown each time you pick up one of orbs. So you basically, with this build, the whole thing of it is spam your abilities and you get your abilities back pretty much instantaneously. And it is amazing. Even to make this build work, you don't even need amazing stats. Alright? That's what I'm trying to say. You don't even need amazing stats. But this mod down here as well also makes a big difference as well. Lightning strikes twice. After throwing an arc grenade, gain increased energy recharge for a short time. Arc final blows extend this duration. Now, I don't know if I could say that this mod really affects the build, but I can notice it slightly from time to time. And it does come from pretty much from the end of the thing right here. Yep, and it costs 7 energy. So if you don't want to run that in your class item, I do also recommend, amped up and this one here, debuffing and combatant with by arc debuff spawns ionic traces. Or you could run, this one. If this is also another build coming out soon with this class item in mind, because it is very delicious when it comes to damage. But yeah, this one too I would also recommend running. But anyway, that is the end of the build. I'm going to show you some gameplay in the Nightfall for this week on heroic difficulty, just to show you how the pure dominance of this build is an absolute beauty. Now, there's also a little trick this week for the Nightfalls. You can farm the hell out of this Nightfall. The stars have aligned, people. We have an easy Nightfall. You can get it done to 8 minutes. See right there how the ionic traces just generate my energy like nothing. Look at that. Out of thin air. It's amazing. And how the Volt Shock is just so effective against all these enemies. You just keep on pushing through. Look at that. Just beautiful. Never seen anything better. A waste of grenade there, but it's all good. You get that energy straight on back. Look at all the lightning. We are quite literally a god of thunder. See how those ionic traces constantly build up each time it gets a tick? That is the best thing that could ever happen. It's also good for keeping enemies at bay and ad clear. Look at all that energy come back to us. Look at that. Bottom left of the screen. Amazing. I love it. It's also good for boss damage too, because you can just throw it on the ground and you can just watch it come back to you. Oh, boss disappeared because it's health gated, but that's alright. Yeah, but you can see the thrusters really do come in handy when moving around the map. Look at those ionic traces. Also coming from the weapon kills, even normally, just because it's an arc weapon. Makes it even better. You hit this, and we'll go ham. Grenades back instantly. Look at that, look at that. Just 4 grenades off in a matter of 3 seconds. And with our Spark of Ions, we get our grenade back pretty much instantly anyway. Anyway, that's the build for you guys. You saw a bit of gameplay at the end. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you like and subscribe on the video. If you want to see anything else similar to this, make sure to leave a comment if you want anything new. Budgie Smuggler out.